Hey guys, welcome back to another video of Bloom Outdoors. So if you guys checked out the last video, you saw the install of the exhaust, and at the end I showed a quick little cold start of it after it was sitting there for a while. But I drove it around quite a bit last night, made sure none of the clamps would break or nothing bad would happen with it like that. And as you can tell, just coming around and looking at the rear, you can tell we do have a little issue going on. First thing you can really notice here is how this pipe has fallen down before it sat right up here. So pretty much we've got a loose clamp somewhere, I believe. I think it's probably the clamp right here at the muffler. So I'm just gonna try and twist it around, turn it, put it in the position or however I want it to be, and then just kind of retighten things, tighten it down more so that way it is in the correct position and so this doesn't keep falling. As well as you can look right back here and you notice this tip isn't straight and how Flowmaster is over here on the side, and it's actually been rubbing on the hitch here and it's actually kind of screwed up our powder coat on it, which kind of sucks. So pretty much we've got to turn it like that, and actually so this tip is loose right here. So I gotta go ahead and retighten that a little bit. Honestly, my biggest complaint with this exhaust is the clamps, because honestly, they just suck. And I've even heard that with reviews before I bought it, that the clamps with it do suck. And I do agree with that, they really do. They're not good. Anyways, in today's video, I'm just gonna kind of go through, readjust things, move it around, retighten stuff, and get this whole thing totally readjusted here. And then also in that video I talked about this red bracket you can see in here. You did have to add that in, and as you can maybe see right there, we do have that little washer thing on there. I need to put that on the other side. I used an impact to get it on, so I'm honestly probably gonna have to take the spare tire off to get it on the other side, because I don't want that clamp, or not the clamp, I don't want this red rubber piece on the bracket here to fall off or anything, because then this whole side of the exhaust would just fall down. In a little bit I'll end up probably taking that spare tire off and getting that piece put on. But to start, I'm just gonna kind of readjust things in the right position I want them at, and then I'm gonna just go ahead and retighten everything down, and then we'll end up taking that spare tire off and we'll get that other little hanger, holder, washer thing put in there. All right, so here we are 10 minutes later. So what I ended up doing was actually, it was this pipe right here that was loose. So I went ahead and tightened up that clamp right there. So now, as you can see, it still kind of wiggles and stuff, but there's no hanger really back here. The closest hanger is like right to there. So it is gonna kind of wiggle a little bit, but as you can see, I mean, I might tighten this tip up a little bit actually. You can hear it wiggle. So I'll tighten that up a little bit, but this thing does not move up and down like it did before. And then this side over here, the issue was the tip. You can see the threading on it where the black was. That was actually how tight I had it before. So I could get another like 4 whole threads out of it. But this thing's tight now. The only issue is it kind of goes like this, but that's because of this clamp right here with this little red rubber piece. I need to get that other little washer on the back side, but I think even with that happening, that washer is just gonna hold it so it doesn't slide out of the bracket. But I don't think that's gonna avoid this happening. As you can see, that red piece right there move back and forth. I honestly think no matter what, that's gonna keep happening, because I don't really know how that is gonna prevent that and keep it staying in the same spot. But I do know that I should put that washer on the other side, because otherwise if that red piece falls out, that whole thing is gonna hang down like right here. I also forgot to mention earlier, this stuff is running pretty close to this wiring up here, as you can tell. So I am gonna go ahead and kind of zip tie that wiring up, kind of get it tucked away a little bit from the whole exhaust, because this exhaust will get really hot and I do not want it to melt any wiring or anything like that. But I guess I'll go ahead, tighten the bolt on the tip over there, And then I'm gonna go ahead and get the spare tire dropped out so that I can get that little washer on the back side of this clamp here. All right guys, so I'm trying to remove the spare tire here. More difficult than I thought. So what you're gonna do to remove the spare tire, you're gonna come back here, you're gonna drop this seat down, and you've got your jack and this bag of stuff right back here. Pull all that stuff out of that bag there. And then I'm gonna come back around here. We've got this piece here, and we've also got these two rods right here. So what you're gonna need is you're gonna need the bigger end right here. You're not gonna want the small end. You're gonna want the bigger end. And then you're gonna take it. I like to connect two of them together because it just gives you a lot more room to work with. And this thing's kind of weird. You kind of got to go in at an angle. You can see I missed, so I can slide it in all the way. The best thing I found to do, honestly, is, oh, I think I'm locked in this time. So pretty much you go to your rear end and it's sticking in sideways. It does not go straight in. You kind of have to go up and at an angle like this. So now you can see I can't really turn it at all because it's locked in place. You're gonna need this piece here. So with the lug nut remover, whatever you want to call it, on there, you're gonna go ahead and get this piece on here like that, and then you're gonna go ahead and turn it counterclockwise. So I will show you as best as possible. So we've got it like that. You can turn this thing counterclockwise, and then the spare tire will come down. So you just keep turning it. I also forgot to mention this little piece right here. It did look like that. You have to stick your key in it and turn it. That's how you get that to come off. And then you can see here, as I turn it, the spare tire is dropping. Okay, there we go. I think that should probably be good enough. It looks like it will be. We should be able to access that little hanger right back there now. And as you can see what it looks like up here. So you can see this rod comes through. You have to get it in this little white funnel piece, and it goes through up there, and that's where your cable is and everything, but you turn it counterclockwise and it'll come down. And then I guess if you want to totally remove it, you can just kind of go as low as you want with it, pretty much take it to the ground so you know it's not hanging here like this. But then you just push this piece down with the cable here. You'll push it down, turn it sideways, and it'll just come right up through the middle like that. So that's how you'll take it off, put it back on, pretty much vice versa. You just stick it through, lock it in place like that, turn it clockwise so it goes up all the way. But we should be good there with that now. So now I'm gonna go grab my impact and that weird little self-tapping nut thing that the kit came with, and we're gonna screw it on over there so that way that little hanger does not come off. Okay, I had to drop the spare tire down some more so we could actually have some room here. Hopefully we should be able to make it work now. All right, as you could most likely tell, that was quite a struggle getting it on, but eventually, as you can tell, it did push on. What I was using here is I was using a 14mm socket, and this should be totally in place now. We shouldn't have, yeah, there's no movement with it now. So I guess what I was confused about before was this side pushed on, and I thought even with pushing this side on, that thing's still gonna move, but the only way it's gonna move is back and forth this way. And as you can tell here, it kind of just goes up and down, and it might hit a little bit, but side to side, there's no movement at all because that one's pushed up and that one's pushed up against her even tighter. I will tell you guys, if you are doing this, it is a huge pain to get this on. So just make sure you're able to take off the spare tire and that you have an impact to do it, because I tried a lot with a ratchet, could not get it at all. They say it's a 7/16, I believe, to get on there, but you need about a 9/16 or like a 14 millimeter, somewhere in there, to be able to get this thing to push on all the way, because you need a lot of muscle behind it as well as a lot of spinning with it. But if you got the right tools and stuff, you'll be able to make it work. So I believe everything underneath should pretty much be totally secure. I'm fairly certain, at least. If I notice anything else is wrong, I'll end up letting you guys know. But coming back around here, we still got the spare tire down, so I'm gonna go ahead, crank that bad boy back up, and then I believe our exhaust should be good to go. You can notice here now on this side that it's not touching the hitch there, whereas on this side it is a little bit closer and it is kind of touching. Kind of be a huge pain to get them to be perfect, like perfectly the same on both sides. I'd love to do it, but honestly, I'm kind of over messing with this thing. So I'm just gonna go ahead, I think call it a day. Should be good to go. Shouldn't have any other issues, I hope. If there is, I'll end up either dropping it at the end of this video or posting again about it here sometime soon. There we go. I got the spare tire put back up in place and everything. I got this little keyhole lock thing back in place. As you can tell, we've got about 1 inch away on this side from the hitch, whereas on this side, we've got about 1/2 inch away. So we're about 1/2 inch closer to the hitch on this side than that side, which isn't a huge difference. If you're super picky about it, I guess you'll notice, but not a huge difference or anything like that. But now that I've got that done, I gotta go ahead, grab some zip ties, zip tie up some of that wiring over here by the rear end. So that way that exhaust, the one that goes right back around over there, does not hit that wiring, because I don't want any of that to melt or anything. All right guys, now being under the truck here, you can see I'm laying here. Here's the spare tire. Here is the driver's side pipe. This is the wiring I was talking about. It's kind of hard to tell right here, but before, the rear end's right here. This did hang about right here, so it would have been hitting this exhaust pipe, but right now it's not hitting at all. You can see I just took a zip tie right around there onto that bracket. These tubes are kind of a little bent through here. I'm not exactly sure what they're for, but I mean, hopefully they will be fine and we won't have any issues with any of that. Like, if I don't know what goes through there, if it's like a brake line or what that really is, but if it is anything super important, hopefully we don't have any issues with that, and everything flows fine through here. We don't break any of these lines or anything like that, but I just need to get this out of the way so that it wasn't touching and it didn't melt the wire. All right guys, well there we go. Now that we have everything pretty much buttoned up, put away, our exhaust should be good. You can see it looks pretty good, looks pretty similar on both sides. Like I mentioned, the right side is a little bit closer than the left, but it's close enough, I'd say. But now that everything should totally be done with this exhaust system, for now at least, I guess. Hopefully we don't have any other clamps or anything come loose. If I do, I'll end up making another video about it to let you guys know. We should be totally good. So now that this exhaust, I guess you could say, is totally finished and done and everything, we can go ahead and hear a cold start on it. Talk up so that you guys are able to hear me. I do hear a little bit of rattling noise. I'm thinking something might be hitting the spare tire, that metal on there. It did sound like something like that pipe going on the driver's side was hitting the spare tire metal right there. So let's look at it here. Oh yeah, You can see right there it's hitting. That's what that kind of metal rattling noise was. I don't know if we can just bend that out of the way. There we go. I guess I just bent it out of the way. So now when we start it, we shouldn't hear a rattling noise. Yep, I do not hear any rattling noise now. Here's what she looks like. And it is really loud under here. Everything looks good. Well guys, there you have it. Here is my other truck actually. This one's a 2012 F-150, which is straight piped after the Cats. Not gonna lie, it does sound very similar to the one up there. But if you guys wanna hear some kind of exhaust comparison or something between something straight piped versus the Flowmaster Outlaw, drop a comment down below, let me know. Even if you say no, you don't want to see it, I'll probably end up making the video anyways because that's something I want to see myself. But yeah, I guess that's about it for this video. If you guys have any other questions or comments or anything like that, drop a comment down below, let me know. Other than that, thanks for watching another video of Bloom Outdoors. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will catch you guys next time.